Hello, friends, and welcome back to Malicious Compliance Stories. That is some upper-level self-sabotage right there, especially if you're in a marked company van of the company they specifically called out to help you with an issue. The customer gets exactly what they want, whether they like it or not. But before we begin, best way to support our channel is to leave comments, like, and subscribe with the turned-on bell so you don't miss the new video every single day. Here we go. Swing at me and scream in my face to get out? Okay, done. My husband and I moved into his grandma's house to take care of her because her dementia and diabetes were out of control. Let me be brutally honest here, Grandma's house is disgusting. It's the worst roach infestation I've ever seen in my life. She has 7 cats and they never use the bathroom in the litter box. She also has a dog that barks in the middle of the night. I'm a light sleeper. And only will go outside to use the bathroom when it's warm out. In Cincinnati, that's like never. The smell in the house is suffocating, and I feel sickly from staying here. We do it because Grandma took care of us when we would have been on the street. Now we're financially doing well, but she needs constant supervision. I took 6 years of nursing, and let's just say these people, husband's relatives, don't have a clue about how disease works, then get mad when you truthfully answer their question. They're all around bad people besides Grandma. Then there's my husband's aunt, who we'll call Jezebel. Jezebel's the type of girl to be overtly jealous of women skinnier than her, younger than her, or who have something she doesn't. Jezebel's highly manipulative, and she married a man with full-blown narcissistic personality disorder. Her husband molested their daughter, and she took her husband's side. Yes, that type of person. Her body type is that of a frog with brassy blonde hair, due to not maintaining it correctly, and she blames skinny people or anyone she can for her weight issues rather than putting effort into taking care of herself. Her skin is bright red and leathery from the years of smoking and soda chugging. She has very little self-awareness, and the rest of the family talks about cutting ties with her once Grandma's passed. It all began when my husband's father had a heart attack. It came out that he hadn't been to the doctor in 25 years, so he had congestive heart failure. He nearly died. He spent 2 weeks in the hospital. He originally was the one taking care of Grandma. Somehow, I was elected, without my knowledge, to take care of Grandma and her meds. I love helping people and taking care of them. Seeing people improve is my life's blood. I just wish someone would have asked so she didn't miss any doses of her medications. So I began giving her meds precisely as I was instructed to in class and on the packet. Anyone that knows diabetes knows a schedule's vital to keep the patient from suffering. Grandma has stated that she wishes to pass away. We're fine with that. It's my job to make sure she's so comfortable and doesn't suffer. The doctor's aware also. So Jezebel decides she knows everything and just picks and chooses what meds Grandma needs or doesn't need. She doesn't live with us. She visits once a week for a few hours. She just makes it up that she knows if Grandma needs something or not and takes meds away. Then when Grandma gets very ill, she goes around and tells everyone in the family that I'm not giving her the medication, etc. Grandma's also in the stage of dementia where they rummage through boxes and hoard trash. I reported it to Jezebel, who immediately said I was not cleaning the house. Grandma's constantly eating, which is fine. We want her to eat. She eats our groceries too. It's a stage of dementia. That's fine. We love her. I told Jezebel about her doing that too, and she went and told everyone in the family that we're eating all of Grandma's groceries. Grandma has absolute control over what and when she eats. If you talk crap about me, though, I will confront you. Jezebel was sitting on the couch, and I was talking to my husband about her schedule, and Jezebel went psycho. No, there's no schedule. I said, yes, there is. Read the packet insert. She could be very sick if I don't do things the way they're designed. She starts screaming at me and going nuts. I then called her out on all her BS, which made her flip out worse. She stormed out, and on her way out, she pretended to hit me. I purposefully did not flinch and started giggling, and my husband and I called her a child, which she's acting like at 50. She said, "Get out," after I said, "I do not have to be there." I was shaking but acted like I didn't care. She went outside and flipped out on the phone to my hubby's dad, saying how we force feed her when she's not hungry, etc. It's not even rational because Grandma gets upset even if you do dishes without her consent. She gets upset if you move things. So if she says no, we aren't going to make her upset, especially when we've sacrificed our health and keeping everything we own outside from the hordes of roaches. Everyone outside the house wants to put us down and criticize everything we do when we're going broke buying groceries every few days, on top of only having one car and 2 jobs. Our revenge is to move on to the 1st of this month. We meet with someone on Wednesday to see our new place. No bugs, fresh air, no hoarding. It's going to screw Jezebel over so badly. She lives a half hour away and has work in the morning. Husband's dad can't be out in the cold for any reason whatsoever because his lungs will collapse as he waits for his heart surgery. She'll be forced to switch hours or quit her job so she can come take care of Grandma and pretend she has an education. Jezebel, if you're reading this, you are a foul, miserable hag. We're trying for this month because this place we're looking at has half off the first month's rent. Grandma's improved drastically since I began keeping her on a schedule. I'm going to miss her dearly. Edit. Grandma has plenty of other people, even a nurse, that can take care of her just as well. It comes down to no one having the balls to live with roaches. She helped me in one of my darkest times, so I have no problem doing all I can to keep her comfortable. And our second story. My dog saves my ranch from entitled parents. This is an older story. Let me explain, because I know your curiosity's running wild. A while ago, there was a trend on TikTok about kids going to people's ranch and letting their animals free. As all other trends, this one is deadly because you might get shot. I have a piece of property a little ways away from my home that holds cows that I'm planning to keep. It's a good 50 acres. I have quite a bit of head there. Well, one night around 3 a.m., I was asleep in my warm, cozy bed when I get a call from the person neighboring that property. Neighbor: dude, you better get over here right now. Me: why? What's wrong? Him: I don't know. There's something or someone in your pasture and your cattle are going wild. Well, crap. I got out of bed and threw my clothes on. I grabbed my gun and my dog. I hop in the truck and haul butt to the property. I get there, and sure enough, there's some effing Chevy Equinox sitting at the edge of my property. I drive over to see some kids in my pasture with all the cattle running and a male and a female in the car recording them. I drive in there, grab my gun, and shout to them, "Just what in the hell do you think you're doing?" EK: nothing, bro, relax. Me: don't tell me to relax. What the F are you doing? EK: chill. We're just gaining some clout. That's it. EP: Dad: hey, leave my boys alone. Me: hey, city slicker, what the hell do you think you're doing at 3 a.m. sneaking into my property? EP: D: we're going to get a lot of likes on this, man. Please, dude, leave us alone. You ruined it. Me: F off. Leave. You're lucky I didn't shoot you or my dog didn't get a hold of you. EK: F your dog. Me: excuse me? I don't believe I heard you. EK: I said F your crappy dog. This kid had the audacity to pick up a rock and throw it at my dog. She was in the bed of the truck and it missed her, but this plum pissed me off. So I stick my head out the window and go, "Sss," which is the sound I make to stick her onto something, or in this case, someone. She's a blue heeler, so she's a herding dog, so she took off and went to nibble on his ankles, which is how she gets cows to go the way she wants them to go. But when she did it to these kids, it just scared the piss out of them. EK: get your effing dog off me, it's biting me. Me: don't worry, son, it's a long ways from your heart. I was laughing my butt off while these kids were practically peeing themselves. I was peeing myself also because of how hard I was laughing. EP: Mom: get your dog off my babies. We just wanted to make a video, a-hole. Nobody would be sad if you killed yourself. F you. Her kids made it back to her car, and when they got in, she told me, EPM: you'll be hearing from my lawyers very shortly. What kind of idiot parent brings her kids to do something like this? Laws broken, trespassing, harassment, animal abuse, cattle rustling, and if they had to break a lock or anything else, property damage. Long story short, I never heard from her lawyers, and I never saw her again, nor heard anyone do anything like that again in my area. I love telling everyone this story because of this bee watching her kids get humbled. Big shout out to my dog Loretta for scaring the pee out of these kids and not letting any of my cattle get loose. Love you, girl. Fly high among the stars. Miss you, girly. And our last story. Tearing down my house and fining me for it. I never thought I'd be posting here, but I just have to share this crazy story. I recently heard it from a friend of mine, and I'll tell it in the first person as if she were telling it. Well, I'm still reeling from the shock, so bear with me. I returned from a vacation only to find that one of my houses in Atlanta had been completely demolished. You heard that right, demolished. I'm in an HOA, and they can get into trouble for not cutting the grass a couple of millimeters longer and send a fine. But the fact that my house is being demolished has not been noticed by them. It all was a case of mistaken identity. I own another house in the area, and somehow the demolition crew got the wrong address. I found out when I got a call saying my house was being knocked down. I rushed over, but it was too late. The house was already rubble. Now, you'd think that would be the worst of it, right? Nope. The city slapped me with citations and a stop work order. They're saying I need to clean up the mess and get permits for the demolition that I didn't even authorize. I tried reaching out to the city for an explanation, but it's like talking to a wall. This house wasn't just any property, it was full of memories of my late husband and me. And now the city's threatening legal action if I don't comply with their demands. According to the Department of City Planning, I'm responsible for any violations on my property, even though I didn't order the demolition. The city sees it as a civil issue between me and the construction company. Their main concern, getting the property back to code. I learned that obtaining demolition permits is vital for safety given the risks involved with gas lines, electrical wiring, and plumbing. These permits also ensure that those handling the demolition are qualified. But here I am, stuck with a mess I didn't create. I haven't sued anyone yet, but lawyers I've spoken to see this as a clear case. The construction company messed up big time, especially if they weren't licensed or insured. Whether they're still around to be held liable is another question. If I don't clean it up soon, the city might step in and do it themselves, billing me for the costs, which could be huge. I'm weighing my options, including legal action to recover my losses. This whole ordeal has been a nightmare. But I was very lucky that the lawyer got us smart first. He brought me to my senses and calmed me down and says that everything will be in order. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.